Thought for stock of the day, we'd sort of look at a commodity today, if you like, a commodity of the day, lithium. Core lithium is one of the worst performers today, down 8% in morning trade. Is now the time to buy lithium, or is there still more to fall? Let's take a look at Carl's lithium carbonate chart to see what he thinks. And Carl, there's a lot of green there on that chart.
Bottom left, top right, isn't it? I mean, how good is that in terms of, it's a picture of demand versus supply and the interaction between the two and how it creates price. And clearly there's a hell of a lot more demand at the moment than supply is able to accommodate. So that demand is sitting there saying, give us more lithium, and the supply is struggling to keep up. Now the supply is coming, that's kind of the story here, but look, most think tanks still believe there is going to be a deficit for the next few years until about 2030, and then that could change. But who's looking further out than that? So certainly the underlying fundamentals for the price of lithium contracts, and that was lithium carbonate. There's also lithium hydroxide, or spodumene, is the main one. So that's the hard rock product that your local producers in Australia are producing, and your lithium carbonate is more the stuff that comes from brines. So that's your Allchem is the main producer there. But my message on lithium has been pretty consistent. Stick to the pure plays, because the IGOs of the world, the mineral resources. Now, IGO's largely a nickel company, and the price of nickel is not going anywhere near like that. I should have sent you a nickel chart, actually. That is sort of top. They've had a huge spike on the Russia invasion, but that's coming down. Copper looks pretty terrible. So they've got a bit of copper as well. Mineral Resources is an iron ore producer as well, and that's very much down the bottom right as well. So pure plays like Allchem, I think, are the safer places to go. Pilbara Minerals, another one of my favourites, and they're the ones that are producing now. I can't think if I'm forgetting any. I know Francesco will chime in if I am. The ones that are soon to be producers, your Core Lithiums, your Liontowns, and they kind of ebb and flow away from there, aren't doing as well. So if you look at the charts, your Allchems, your Pilbara is still very, very strong. Your Cores and your Liontowns aren't. So they're a little bit more subjected to the fact that there's execution risk. They still need to get these projects up and running. They are experiencing higher cost inputs to get that to market, and then there is the risk that they get to the market and maybe the party's over. I'm not so sure that's going to happen. So again, the message is stick to the big guys. I think they'll still do the best. The charts are still okay on each of those. They're pulling back a little bit, but nothing to worry about. I'm a little bit more concerned about your Cores and your Liontowns. They don't look as strong. Bigger picture, look, again, if we do get a really bad market, Koshi, so if we're only halfway to where we need to go on this pullback, this bear market, if you want to call it here, nothing will be spared. Right. I think that's the message. So you can think you've got the best lithium stock in the world, and we just saw the chart is if it stays up there, but everything will go down. That's kind of the key risk. The market risk, I think, is the biggest risk facing these guys in the short term.
Okay. All right. Francesco? What's the odds view on lithium?
Yeah, lithium. Look, we're positive the longer term outlook for lithium. Obviously, demand for lithium, and it's all pretty much battery technology, I would suggest, we see as a growth area longer term. Short term, look, from time to time, these sort of things, there's a bit of euphoria built into the market, and I think we're starting to see a little bit of air come out of the market at the moment. So, with Carl's suggesting that there's a bit of a bear market, I tend to agree in the shorter term, but longer term, I think with the increase in demand from, especially electric vehicles, I mean, that's the way that not only are consumers wanting to head that way, but also governments are going to force people into that direction as well. But then also you've got the battery technology for storage at home and things like that. So I think that's a growth area, and I think in the longer term, people are going to benefit from investing in the miners of these areas. looking at some of the ones that we cover, Allchem, Ioneer, Liontown, Linus is more rare earths, I suppose. Mineral Resources and Pilbara, our preferred would be Allchem, which is the old Orocobre.
Yep.
They're a producer, so they're taking advantage of the prices of where they are at the moment. But obviously, when prices pull back, they're going to fall from grace as well. Ioneer is more of a developer, so it might be some time before we start to see production there. So the explorers and those that are in development phase, when the commodity price comes back, they get hit a bit harder than the ones that are actually producing.
So you're sort of with Carl, stick with the producers.
I think stick with the producers.
Revenue now.
Stick with the producers. Avoid the developers. Unless you feel that the lithium price is going to turn around and head further north very quickly, then I'd stick with that. And our preference would be Allchem and probably Pilbara number 2.